Alright, here I am. We're now going to be lighting the coals. As I showed you over here, we have our Three Kings coals. I'm going to grab 3 of these coals and place them in my ashtray. Let's go light them up. You can light these with a match, or even with a lighter, but I prefer lighting them on my gas hub. That way, they get completely lit, and they take less time to warm up. While the coals are heating up, I'm going to show you how I pack my bowl. I'm unwrapping the Hookah apricot here. And I pack with my fingers, even though I tend to get dirty, but I think it just gets together better. Just mixing it up a little bit, breaking it apart. Hookah tends to be a little dry, but this apricot's actually pretty moist. Now here's what you want to do. You want to try to avoid any bigger stems, and you want to have a light, loose pack to get a good smooth smoke. Here I'm just breaking it apart as I'm dropping it into the bowl. Again, very loosely, just letting it lay. And I try and break apart thick chunks of tobacco like this while removing any stems. Alright, bowl's about full. Now, I like to spread it out a little bit even. Make sure I got around all the edges. And if anything's sticking up above the rim, I'll take my hand and lightly pat down just to make sure my aluminum foil won't be touching the Hookah. Now you won't see this, but I'm going to take a slight blow to the bottom of the bowl. If it blows easily, that means it'll pull easily. Now here, I have my double layer aluminum foil. I'm going to pull this top over the bowl. As you can see, nice tight firm top. Now I'm going to take my hole poking knife here and just poke 1 row of holes around the outside. Not too big, not too small. Evenly spaced apart, and then some smaller holes around the inner loop. And here you have my hole pattern. Now, replace the grommet and get ready for the rest of the setup. Alright guys, now it's time to fill up our base. Taking my base to my kitchen sink, prop it down in the sink, and fill with cool tap water. This line right here seems to be the sweet spot fill. It will be roughly 1 inch above the bottom of the stem. Another thing I wanted to point out, make sure your smoking area is clean and good to go. It'll make for a much more comfortable smoking experience. After we have the filled base, we'll place the stem into said base. Make sure it has a nice, firm placement. And to test for suction and air tightness, place your hand over the top and gently suck there. If you don't get any bubbles, your setup is airtight. Now, we have here our hot coals that are ready to go. Notice they're completely white on the outside, generating the very beginnings of a slight ash. You don't want to have any black left on the coals before you smoke. It will give your smoke a chemically taste. Grab where the ashtray is cool. Now place the ashtray on the stem. And place your bowl on top. Make sure your bowl's grommet is in place. Press down gently and just make sure your bowl is firmly on top and airtight. Now, I'm going to take my hose I have here, unwrap it, and take the end of your hose with hose grommet in place and firmly push it into place, making sure the seal is airtight. Before you place the coals on, take a pull just to make sure it pulls gently. Everything works. Now to start my hookah, I use 2 coals. 1. 2. And place them on opposite edges of the bowl. I'll take 3 to 4 firm puffs and then rotate the coals. Once I get the coals going, I use this pattern stacked, rotating around the outside. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the forums.